Anybody else here ever waited tables?
Yes.
This thing live?
Nope.
Is this live?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else here ever waited tables?
Yeah.
I know you have. You all have to bear with me then. The rest of you pay attention. You might learn something. It was just another night at the Bistro for Boo and me. Happy hour started out pretty dead, but dinner took right off. By 11:30, it started to die out. By 12, there were just two people drinking Cosmos at table 3. Boo was out smoking. I was sitting at the bar rolling silverware and thinking my own thoughts. Then I heard a scream. Turned around me to see what was going on. There was a homeless guy approaching the table. Even from where I sat, he looked bad. His clothes were all patchy. His hair was falling out. He was pudgy. Well, I grabbed my tray and stepped right up to him and said, "Excuse me, sir." He stopped. He just froze for a second. Then he turned and lurched at me, reaching with both hands. I must have screamed then. Well, I blocked him with my tray. And I guess I used a little too much force because, well, I knocked his head off. Now, I'm not proud of that. That's not good service. I turned right to the table and I said, "Can I get you anything? I'm sorry about that." Well, they just stared at me and gulped their drinks. I could have stood there and stared back, but I figured I probably should go pick up that head before someone turned an ankle on it. It was really more just a skull. I put it on the tray and I went back to the table and I asked them if I could get them another round of drinks. I told them it would be on the house. Well, they nodded in all the right places, but they were staring at that skull the whole time, like it was doing the talking, like it was going to pour their drinks. People could be so rude. But I'm a pro. I went behind the bar, made their drinks, grabbed a garbage bag, put their drinks in front of them, started picking up those bones. Wasn't as messy as you might think. It was kind of dusty. I have to do that again. I'll probably wear a dust mask. It's not like I think I'm going to turn into a zombie. It can't be good breathing that shit in. I thought the skull might be kind of cool in the bird cage or maybe as a Halloween decoration, so I threw it in the washer. 2 or 3 times through, though, it was still pretty gross. So I threw it in the bag with bones, took the whole thing out to the dumpster. And you can bet I had my eyes open back there. But all I saw was Boo and Albert smoking. They said they hadn't seen anything either. I figured I might as well walk around to the front and see if there was anything to see out there, but there wasn't anything. I was headed back in when a hand fell on my shoulder and I just about shit. I turned around and it's Seth, smiling at me like I ought to be happy to see him. Like we hadn't 86'd him 3 years before and had to remind him every 2 or 3 months after that. Any other day, a zombie would have been the worst thing that happened to me, but I get that and Seth too. He wanted to know if Boo was working, and I figured there's no reason both of us being irritated, so I told him no. By the time I got rid of Seth, a couple at table 3 was ready to go. I asked him how everything was, and he made a kind of funny laugh, kind of like a bark. She didn't really say anything. I know I should have pushed him harder, but I did buy him a round of drinks, and I did pick those bones right up. I brought him a comment card with their check, which they left blank. They tipped me pretty good, so I must have got to him all right. I locked the door behind him and turned up the sound on the television, surfed the local channels, trying to find something that would shed light on my strange visitor. Found a local report, just the end of it, about some disturbing local incidents. All I learned really though was that reporter had never waited tables. Because he seemed pretty rattled. And if you've waited tables, you've seen everything.
Yeah.